What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And this video is an owner's 4-year update review on Katzkin leather upholstery. And if you haven't heard of Katzkin, they are a third-party company that makes aftermarket OEM spec leather interiors. It's specifically made for cars that have lower trim levels that come with cloth seats. But like I said, they are made to exactly match OEM spec. Their kits are computer designed to be the exact same as what you would get from the manufacturer. So this here is a 2016 Honda Civic sedan in the EX trim level. I bought this brand new back in 2016, but I wasn't able to afford the trim level where you could get the leather. You had to step up to the EXL for that. But despite buying it with the cloth seats, I always said, you know what, I can go back and change it later if I really want to. So that was a thought I had in the back of my head for a while. And now fast forward to March 2020, and you already know where I'm going with this. I was in my last semester of college, got sent home. Everyone's got the same story, mine isn't special. But I was kind of bummed on missing out on the end of the year, the end of college. So as a graduation gift, I decided I was gonna pull the trigger and get leather seats. So the place I had this done at is called Auto Action Technologies, and they're located in Kenilworth, New Jersey. And I actually found them on Instagram. The first post that I saw that really caught my eye was this one right here. They were offering a package deal that gives you the Katzkin leather swap, OEM match to whatever color you have, plus for the front seats, seat heaters in both seats, and for the driver's seat, a massager. Now, even though I was already considering the leather, the massager thing really caught my eye. And the price of this package deal at the time was $2,000. And during this time period, the starting price for just a standard basic Katzkin interior was right around $1,700. So then I had a choice. Did I just want to get the leather swapped out for the $1,700, or was the extra $300 worth the heated seats and the massager? I think the heated seats and the massager were a no-brainer, so I went ahead and got that. So June 2020, brought the car there, put my deposit down, and then came back. They had to keep the car for about 2 days to completely do the interior swap. So now let's see how it has held up after 4 years. All right, so first thing, let's cover what that interior swap actually includes. So that includes reupholstery for all 5 seats, as well as the center console armrest, the armrest on all 4 doors, as well as on the door panel for the front doors. And in terms of how they compare to the real leather interior of a Honda Civic, like I said, these things are computer designed to be exact, and all of the details are pretty much spot on. The details in the white contrast stitching are all perfectly in line. Nothing looks frayed or damaged or anything kind of out of place. And one detail I was really happy to see that was kept and looks the same is this accent piece here in the middle that has this weave pattern that looks like carbon fiber. The real OEM leather that comes in this car has that, and the cloth seats that the car came with actually came with that same design element as well. Always been a big fan of that, and it looks really good. And it is also down here on the bottom. Nice detail for sure. And here on the center console, nice stitching along the edges here. Now, even though this was rewrapped in leather, there wasn't any additional padding added to it, so it's really not very soft, but that's kind of how the armrest already was. That's not Katzkin's fault. The only thing on this leather kit that is a little bit different from what the original looks like is going to be on the door panel. This white stitching that goes across right here, it's not quite the same as the OEM. I think on the OEM it's a double stitch. It's 2 lines that go across, and then somewhere towards the end right here, the stitching kind of arcs upwards like that, and it doesn't go straight all the way across. But despite that, still looks really nice. The stitching is nice and tight, nice and straight. Now here is the armrest after 4 years. It's held up really well. It's not really wrinkling or cracking at all. I don't really use it that much. I do drive with my left hand, but yeah, looks good. So the most important part of the interior swap is going to be the driver's seat. This is what gets the most use, the most abuse. So as I'm filming this, it is July 2024. This has been here since June 2020. This car has spent its entire life outside. It is not garaged. So lots of direct sunlight, and the past few summers, even here in Jersey, have been quite hot, especially now. Right now it's about 96 degrees, and it's rough. And black leather is the worst thing you can have in your car in hot weather. But now let's look closer and see how the leather is held up. So the parts that usually take the most beating are the side bolsters at the bottom and the top. From getting in and out of the car, there's a lot of sliding and brushing up against it. So starting with the bottom one, there's no cracking in the leather. There are a few kind of small wrinkles, like right here, a tiny one here, and then up on the side bolster, it's just slightly wrinkled, but no visible cracking. There's really no wear and tear on it. And on the seating surface, you can kind of see right there, there's like a small little indentation that's kind of formed right there, but again, there's no cracking in the leather. The only place you're really gonna see any wear is here towards the back of the seat, the part you directly sit on. It's got a few deeper creases and wrinkles, but again, not cracked. And for this being the driver's seat that gets used the most, I'd say this looks pretty damn good for 4 years old. You can see it is in fantastic condition. And aside from this little branding tag that says Katzkin right there on the side of the seat, you would never know this interior is aftermarket. Now, I cannot give Katzkin full credit for how good this leather is held up because I did take measures to maintain it. Obviously, if you're gonna invest that much money into something, you're gonna wanna make it last as long as possible. And the magic potion to achieve that is right here. All right, so this right here is leather conditioner, and this one is made by Chemical Guys. Now, I know all the detailers in the comments are gonna be like, oh, he's using Chemical Guys. Detailers love to shit on Chemical Guys, but they make products that are a good price and they get the job done. So to maintain your Katzkin leather, and any leather for that fact, you're gonna wanna clean it off and then follow up with a leather conditioner. So you're gonna wanna wipe it down first with either a leather cleaner or an all-purpose interior detailer. This one here is made by Meguiar's. Use a microfiber, spray it, wipe it down, and then you wanna follow up with leather conditioner. Then you wanna take like a microfiber applicator, get some of this on there, cover the whole surface of the seat, let it soak in for a while so the leather can absorb it, and then you come back with a clean microfiber towel, buff off the excess. It'll leave kind of a nice shine to it, but more importantly, it'll protect it from the very strong sun rays. The sun and the constant creasing, wrinkling from moving around and sitting on it, that is what causes the leather to wear quicker. But if you keep the leather nourished and hydrated, it will last much longer. As you can see here, 4 years old, aside from just a few little wrinkles, almost looks brand new. Okay, leather door panel, perfect condition. Armrest too, perfect condition. Now, in terms of the grain itself of the leather, it definitely has a bit more of a coarse grain, but you gotta remember we're talking about a Honda Civic here, not a Mercedes S-Class. You still have to keep your expectations realistic. This was specifically made for a Honda Civic. It's certainly durable, that's for sure. So here on the passenger seat, there's really almost no damage at all. There is a small crease kind of forming right here, and just like a few small little wrinkles right there, and a few lines kind of showing up on the bolster right there, but this whole front portion here is perfect, and the side too is like perfect. There is no wear and tear at all on the upper part. And one thing that's actually a big improvement over the OEM leather is the fact that in the rear, you get 2 seat pockets. So I'm about 95% positive that on the top trim level of the 2016 Honda Civic with the leather interior, that only the right passenger seat has a pocket behind it, not the left. So this one gives you both. So to me, that's definitely a big plus. And something to note when it comes to the door panels, if you have a lower trim level like this car is, there's a good chance that this rear door panel is just gonna be hard plastic. It's not even gonna have cloth on it. So if that is the case, once you get the Katzkin leather, that's not gonna change right here because this isn't the correct panel for there to be leather put over. So if you don't already have cloth here, you're not gonna get it with the Katzkin. But as you can see here, the armrest on the left rear, perfect condition. This back seat gets little to no use, so everything is in perfect mint condition. Still get the nice white contrast stitching on the edges, here in the middle too. And of course, it still retains the 60/40 split to fold down the seats. And of course, they didn't forget about the armrest. Pull it down, So they completely wrapped it. You still have your cup holders. Everything is tucked in nice and neat, very professionally done. The armrest back here is nice and soft, unlike the one up front. So now the overall conclusion, was the purchase worth it? Hell yeah. The whole reason I'm making this video right now is because this is the kind of video I was looking for when deciding whether or not to buy it. Ultimately, I went ahead and pulled the trigger anyway, and I'm very glad I did. But I think 4 years is a pretty long time. That is definitely, you know, within the amount of time you would expect to start seeing wear and tear on leather seats. I think these seats have held up better than most OEM seats that I see. But of course, maintenance and prevention is key. Okay, leather conditioner is the way to go. Chemical guys, this one is nice and cheap. They sell it on Amazon. You can get it in Walmart even. But I will have an Amazon link in the description where you can pick this up, because just this one bottle can add years of life to your leather. And as far as auto action technologies, 10 out of 10 job on the installation, 10 out of 10 out of customer service. They were absolutely great. Even with this being done right in the midst of the pandemic, they did it very swiftly and very professionally. Customer service was great. They gave me updates along the way, telling me how it was going. And since I'm sure you're curious because I mentioned it, this switch here on the side of the seat is for the heated seats. There's a low setting and a high setting. This was also put in by Auto Action. This did not come with heated seats. And now the coolest part of the whole thing is this right here, the massager. So you can see it has a remote. There's nothing on the outside of the seat. This is completely built into the seat. So when you power it on, there's 3 different zones. This one is upper back, lower back, and your ass. And there's different patterns you can make it go in. I usually just keep it on lower back because I have a herniated disc, and this definitely helps. And you can adjust the speed and intensity there. I crank both of them all the way up, and you can just see that thing go. So the price of your Katzkin interior will of course depend on what your vehicle is, how big it is, as well as the level of customization. So the cheapest Katzkin interior install is pretty much this right here. This is a small sedan, only 2 rows, so basically you get this right for the starting price. And like I said earlier, the standard price for just a factory swap, meaning keeping it the same color, the all black with no like additional design add-ons, back in 2020, it was roughly $16.95 with installation. I just checked their website today and it appears now 4 years later, the price has gone up about $200. So the price of a standard interior swap now starts right at around $1,900, which I still think is a fantastic deal. This was 100% worth the money, one of the best purchases I've made. I have thoroughly enjoyed having these leather seats for the past 4 years, and I do not regret my purchase one bit. So if you're thinking about a Katzkin interior and you're in the position to get one, I totally 100% recommend. But do keep in mind, maintenance is key to longevity. So I really hope this video was informative to help you make a decision as to whether or not Katzkin may be a good thing for you. Can you shut the f up? But I definitely want to give a big shout out to Auto Action Technologies in Kenilworth. They did an outstanding job on the install. Everything is perfect. And no, this is not a sponsored video. They have no idea I'm making this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.